It's your main man, Mighty Albert, and boy, oh freaking boy, do we have a doozy of a video for y'all this Tuesday. We're coming out guns blazing, you know? We just came out and we're gonna start blasting everywhere. I gotta watch what I say. But this is a video that I have been dreaming about since the moment I started this channel. You know, when I made this channel, I was like, wow, you know, I can also talk about PC stuff and maybe I could do a couple of builds. And I didn't think I was gonna be able to do it this early on in the channel's life. So if this is your first freaking time here on this channel, don't be afraid. Smash that subscribe button, hit the like button, because let me tell you something, these next couple of videos that are coming up, you're not gonna wanna miss them. So stick around. So yes, you did read this title correctly. We are going to be building an insane gaming computer, and not just an insane gaming computer, a custom gaming computer that is water cooled. And man, oh man, I just want to go ahead and give a huge shout out to my friend John for letting me build his PC. No, this PC is not mine, but hey man, the next best thing in the world is to be building this thing. And while he is out doing things for his job, he doesn't have time to build it, even though I'm sure he could have found time to build this thing. He was such a good friend, and he allowed me to build this for him on my channel so that you guys can see. And you know what, man, it's just something that me and John, we do this type of stuff together when we think about upgrading parts or just talking PC when new things come out, like processors or GPUs. I'm always on the phone with him chatting about him for about a good hour to hour and a half during the workday, man. So shout out to you, John. This one's for you and probably the next couple of videos. But that's the cool thing I wanted to mention to you guys, is that this is gonna be like part 1 of 2 or 3 additional videos, right? We're gonna have a freaking series on the channel for the first time where you're gonna be able to follow along with me the journey of building this PC. And you're gonna see it from start all the way to start, from finish, and it's gonna be sick. So I hope you're subscribed, because you do not want to miss the finished product of this build. So that's enough jibber jabber right now. Let's go through all the parts that are gonna be going into this freaking beast, one step at a time. So as you guys saw in the intro of this video, the heart and the soul of this PC is going to be the Intel Core i9 1290K. Wow, that's man, these things don't get easier to say, do they? But man, look at, I mean, this thing is sick. I mean, they get more and more creative with the boxing of these things, right? And let me tell you something, when I got my 9900K, it came in like this sphere, and it looked like an engram from freaking Destiny. It was pretty sick. So it's cool to see, I guess, that, you know, Intel is keeping up with their box game. Now it's like some ancient Egyptian relic sphere from like Yu-Gi-Oh that you need to complete like the Millennium Puzzle or something like that. I like to see this type of quality from both AMD and Intel. Thank you for keeping up with your box game. We really, really appreciate that. You would be super, super happy to have this CPU in your PC. Moving right along, because we don't like to waste time on this channel. Now, what's going to go in? I need 2 hands to pick up this box, because this thing is a monster. Oh, Jesus. Oh, God. Look at this thing. Look at this. The Asus ROG Strix Z90E gaming motherboard. This right here is the enthusiast board. This thing is just a freaking 20-pound monster, okay? I'm not even joking. This thing's got weight to it. It's just freaking awesome. Look at the armor on this thing. And I told John this when we looked at the board together, and I said, look at the armor, and we just started laughing. He's like, yeah, dude, freaking armor. Funny story with this motherboard is we didn't know that this was the enthusiast board, because, you know, we're noobs. And you know, we were doing the review. He was like, yeah, I was like, yeah, dude, get this board. This board is sick. Look at how bad it's got RGB, and you know, yeah, you know, it's the same socket size for the i9. You know, everything is fine. Little did we know, this board right here will only accept DDR5. And if you know anything about PCs, you would know that DDR5 is just a pain in the rectum to get right now. It's just as hard to find DDR5 as it is to find, you know, a graphics card. So what do we do? We instead of returning the board, he got some DDR5. It's not in the box, because, you know, my boy couldn't freaking wait to look at the board, and he was just like, Al, can I just put the RAM in? I'm like, dude, yeah, dude, freaking put the RAM in. You can look at how, you know, he put the CPU in. I don't freaking care. I'm doing the fun part. You know, he went and he got DDR5, and I was just like, dude, I was like, where the frick did you find it? So housing this freaking thing is, this motherboard is going to be holding an astounding 64 gigabytes of DDR5. Whew, this thing is going to be a monster. I can't even believe that I'm even looking at this box right now. Moving right along, what are we going to be using to cool this thing? We're not messing around here, okay? We're going to be doing the enthusiast thing, and we're going to be putting a beautiful velocity block on this motherboard. It's beautiful, and it's, you know, it's on the motherboard already. It's beautiful plexi, and you can see the nickel, and it's just, whew. And, you know, everything is RGB compatible. You know, it's got the little woo. This is the stuff that, you know, you see all the big guys playing with on YouTube, you know, and it's just an honor to be able to even look at this stuff and be able to touch it and be able to play with it, man, because, you know, this stuff is really, really, really awesome. And I'm getting a nerdgasm right now just touching this stuff. That being said, what are you going to use for fittings and stuff like that? Well, my buddy John once again had us covered. We got 3 packs of this stuff. This is the EK fittings. This is for like the fatter tubing. I think it's gonna look a lot better than like the thinner stuff that I got in my system. I got the thinner, more low profile tubing, like the Primo Chill stuff. And I love Primo Chill, but you know, the thicker stuff, you know, the thicker tubing just looks really good. You know, maybe someday I'll upgrade. We got 3 boxes of these. Speaking of fittings, we got a whole bag of this stuff. Like here's the 3rd box of this. You know, we got a total of 16 compression fittings. There's a little cap thingy right here. There's a little cap for the drain valve. Wait, is this the drain? No, this isn't the drain. This. Okay, this is actually a right angle fitting. Very, very nice. Oh, it swivels too. It seems like a really nice. Wow, it's like very heavy, very industrial. These things are sick. And where is that drain? Mr. Drain! Mr. Drain, where are you, Mr. Drain? Mr. Drain? There you are, Mr. Drain. There it is, dude. It's, oh man, I like the way this feels. And then what it is it's just a thing, you turn it, and then, I don't know, you can see the little ball? See the little marble thing? Now it's closed, and then it open. Very, very important. I would not make any type of build without a drain. These are just so important. And if you're gonna spend the money on making a water cooling PC, you can't be like, oh, I'm gonna save money and not put a drain in it. Dude, you don't build these type of PCs to save money, okay? This is an enthusiast build, my friend. If you want to go water cooling, there's no saving money, there's no cutting corners. I've learned that the hard way, and I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna have to save up a little longer and just get what I'm gonna need for this build, because the last thing you wanna do is make a nightmare for yourself and not be able to drain your PC when you need it to be. Onwards, speaking of water cooling, there's one last thing I need to show you that has to do with water cooling, and that is this guy. Holy bucket of bricks. This thing is insane. This is the vector block from EK for our RTX 3080 Ti. Yes, I said that correct. The RTX 3080 Ti. And I don't have it yet here in the flesh with me. That's coming in a couple of days in the mail, but I do have the block, and you know what? Why don't we just take a look? Absolute beast, absolute legend of a block. This is gonna be like one video in itself. Look at all the thermal pads and stuff. It's so heavy. Like, how is this thing gonna hold? Look at this thing. Look at the back plate, man. Look at the back plate, and look at that. Oh my God, the thing is beautiful. Oh my God, look at how sick. Let me tell you something, man. The amount of like just ingenuity and just like craftsmanship that goes into these blocks is just breathtaking. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I'm gonna have to, you know, maybe take a shot of whiskey before I do this just to like calm myself down. Radiators are coming, and we're gonna go with the low profile stuff, but what's more important, I think, is the route of the fans that we went with. And I'm so excited to be playing with these things. These are the Lian fans, the AL120s. And these are the ones that you could just click in together like that, and they daisy chain. They're daisy chain. You don't have to deal with like the Corsair ones. They're great. I like Corsair fans, but you got all these wires hanging all over the place, and you got all this cable management in the back of your system, and it's just a nightmare. And with this, it just goes click, and they all work in unison with each other. They all get power from the same place, and it makes it so much more easier. So we got one here. We got two here, another three. My boy came prepared. Every question that I threw at this guy, I was like, you got this. It's like, check, dude. You got 6, 7, 8 fans. I was like, you got all the fittings? He's like, yeah, all right here, man. Got 16, got 4 rights, got the in and out for the male and the male. We got the freaking drain, got the drain plug. It's like, wow, dude, okay. Dude, he did his homework. We're getting to the good stuff, and I'm really, really excited to show you this. This right here, you're probably wondering, where's the reservoir? Where's the pump? Well, here it is. This is our reservoir pump. And I think if you're a PC builder or an enthusiast, you know what the heck this is. And you probably already know which case we're going with. And you know what? Yeah, we are. And you know what? It's sick. I will open the chest of immortality, Pandora's box, if you will. This is what we're going with. Look at this, and it's not even that monstrous. It's just beautiful. It's just a thing of absolute. Look at this. I don't even want to touch it with my hands. I don't want to put fingerprints on it, but this is the 011 Dynamic Mini distribution plate, and it's just so gorgeous. Like it's gonna look so good. You're just gonna go right in the window, and you're gonna see just wait, okay? This thing is gonna be amazing. I don't even want to touch it. I don't even want to put my grimy little freaking Cheeto hand, even though I didn't eat anything. I mean, I literally took a shower before I even started making this video because I didn't want to get like all my like bodily fluids on this, any of this stuff really. Just because like I just want everything to be as mint. I just want everything to be as mint as possible. So we're getting down to the last parts of the build. As you can see, back there, that's the 011 Dynamic Mini. That is the chassis or case, whatever you like to call it. I don't care. I won't judge you. I'm probably gonna get a lot of crap for saying that, but that's okay. But that's what we're gonna be using. I'm not gonna bring it over here and like, whoa, look at the case. You know what it looks like. We got these cable extensions for our power supply. These are from Cable Mod. Very nice, shiny black braided cloth. They came with some little cable combs. Really like this. Here's the power supply we went with. This is the 850 from EVGA, and it's not just a regular power supply. We couldn't get just a regular standard one. We had to get the small form factor power supply because, you know, it's a small form factor case, so you need something like this. And all the reviews online, John was saying, is that the power supply cables weren't really long enough to, you know, meet demand in the 011 Dynamic Mini. So we were gonna get cable extensions anyway, probably just for the aesthetics. So it's nice to know that we spent money, or he spent money on not just aesthetics, but on some, you know, practical use as well. You know, these are cool. These are gonna look great in the build. And EVGA is just such a trustworthy brand for power supply. I mean, I have Corsair in mind. I like Corsair, but the whole truth is I've had 2 of them blow out on my computer twice, and they're high quality, you know, power supplies, and they both burned out. So I've never had a problem with EVGA. I've put builds in my friends' builds that I've done for other friends and clients, and they've never had any issues with the EVGA brand of power supply. We got some system prep for prepping our reservoirs, our radiators, our cars, our blocks, whatever. We got a system prep. Cryo fluid from EK. This is the clear stuff. We got 2 bottles of this. This is gonna be more than enough to fill our loop for this build. So excited, so thirsty. And of course, Windows 11. Now, this was a hard choice. It was kind of like not really a choice that he had to make on purpose. It was more so that he just had to, with going with the enthusiast board, because we didn't know about it only wanting, only accepting DDR5. So we just went with this. He's just like, whatever. He checked to make sure that everything that he wants to do is compatible with the new OS, with Windows 11. And he said he shouldn't have too much of an issue with anything that he wants to do. So it's all good in the hood. He'll be fine with that. So these are the parts that we are going to be dealing with for this build, for the O11 Dynamic Mini build. Please, guys, stick around and subscribe and just wait and see how sick this build is going to be. This took a lot more time than I initially thought it was going to. I thought we were going to get into maybe a little bit of the building part for this week's video, but alas, I wanted to do good diligence with this video. I wanted to show you guys everything that goes into making a water cooling build possible, and it's not just buy this, buy that. Hopefully everything goes smooth and we've covered all of our grounds with this build, because God oh freaking mighty, if something, we're not even going to talk about that, okay? Everything's going to go fine. So make sure you subscribe so that you can see part 2 of this video coming up next week, where we actually start getting down and building this bad boy and putting it in and seeing where everything goes. We'll have the graphics card by then, we'll have the radiators by then, and we're gonna have a good amount of the PC already finished by next week's video, I'm hoping, okay? If everything goes according to plan, everything should be all set. So that's gonna do it for this week's video, guys. Thank you so much for freaking watching. I will see you in next week's video on Tuesday, and until next time, peace.